So how you been?
I'm great. I'm great. Like I said, I'm on the other end of my daughter, or the other side of my daughter graduating. She graduated on Saturday from high school. So
Woo,
we
congratulations. This is going to be pretty quick, pretty easy, but it's nice because
okay,
we're going to talk about SwemKids and about
beautiful.
you and the organization. And it's really an opportunity for you just to really talk about what you do. And
Okay,
so,
love it.
in the first question is your organization and your role within it. What is it?
So my name is Trish Miller. I'm the CEO and founder of SwemKids International. We founded about 7 years ago now. And so you want to know
Oh,
what we
perfect.
do?
Yeah, Trish, go ahead and elaborate a little further.
Let me give you what we do. So I'm so proud of this work. We teach youth and adults how to swim. We teach them and give them the skills to be safe in and around the water. And that really, Frankie, stemmed from my experience in the water as a teenager. So I almost drowned as a teenager and I never learned how to swim. Grew up near the ocean front. It wasn't a part of our culture. Like my family, my immediate family, we never went to the beach. My mom is near 80 years old, and I've never seen her to this day in a bathing suit. And it just wasn't something that we did. And I went on a college trip with some girlfriends, and they knew that I couldn't swim, and they were going to teach me how to swim. And I didn't know what I didn't know. I thought I had all the skills I needed, and I jumped into 12 feet of water. I didn't know how to tread, float, any of those things. And they fortunately weren't so far away that they couldn't jump in and get me out. But that particular experience created a seed of trauma in me or around the water that stayed with me for decades. And that really
Oh,
was the catalyst for the work that we do now.
oh, good deal. Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I can swim a little bit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to
Mm-hmm.
say I'm I'm a real great swimmer. My wife used to be a lifeguard,
Oh,
so
great.
I had her.
Yeah.
She was in the ocean with me once, and we were at the beach, and she was teaching me how to swim above water. I could do that
Okay.
little thing underwater, but
Yes.
above water, doing that freestyle, I was like, no, I can't
Yes.
do that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That was
she
my
said,
swimming too. When before I learned how to swim officially, I could do the thing underwater, like you hold your breath so you can get from one end to the next. That was all I had. But if I needed to take a breath, you can forget about it. It was over. So
"See, you're like me."
yeah, that was all I could do. That was all I could do.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's another
Mhm.
question for you. Give me your thoughts on small business success and kind of some advice for other entrepreneurs that are venturing into the small business world.
Yeah, yeah. So I have wanted to have or own my own business since I was a young child. So I was that child that was either selling something out of her locker or, I was making friendship bracelets and selling them in school. So I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. And I know that I wanted to do something. All along my professional career, I didn't know exactly what it would be. I'd even thought that I was going to open this whole big franchisable suite of vegan quick serve restaurants. Like I went and got another degree and worked under a 5-star restaurant as an intern to learn it in and out because that's what I was going to do. And as time went on, I quickly learned that the restaurant industry was not for me. Much respect to those who it is for. Thank you for your service. It is not for me. But my career found itself in public health, and public health is about prevention. And there was this connection to mission driven work that public health gave me, and that's how I found my heart and my footing, because I was able to reflect on that experience that I'd had in the water. The advice I would give to those who are interested in starting their own business is to understand first why they want to do it. There's a lot of sexy things that are shown on social media about being an entrepreneur and business ownership and all of those kinds of things that aren't necessarily true. Owning your own business is not for the faint of heart. There's a particular dedication and grind that you have to have, and faithfulness to it that you have to have, dedication that you have to have when you're starting this type of venture and journey. And I definitely I've had some difficult times. We opened right before COVID. And we serviced pools, and at that time we serviced K through 12 schools, both of which closed during COVID. And I had left my full-time work at the CDC Foundation to do my business full-time. And that was a scary moment. That was a scary moment. And but we were able to get through that. We were able to get through that. But those are the moments that make or break entrepreneurs, I think. Like that's when you dig in to see really, really, really where your heart is, right? Like those are those scary, scary moments. So I would encourage them to figure out their why. Why do they really want to do this? And then number two, have something to sell. That's that people want. What are you selling that people want? And make sure that people want what you're selling and what makes your thing unique. So, and then just do it. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Don't wait for, all of the steps to fall into place. Sometimes you just got to start and build it as you go. I look back over our early work and I'm like, wow, we've come a long way. We've come a long way. But you gotta just start and do the scary thing. And just put yourself out there.
That makes sense. I mean, you see a lot of businesses, they're going to hit somehow. As we were talking about track and field hurdles and so forth, there will be those times where you'll have that, and being dedicated to it and committed, you'll get around it and continue to move. Some businesses it's too much, and they get into it for, in a sense, the sexy thing, as you mentioned earlier. That it looks really good on social media. It looks great. Oh man, I could make $1 million. They're going into it with the wrong mindset, and then they run into issues later. So thank you for that advice. It's great. So I've been talking to some of our groups, some of our business associations, some of our other groups that I meet in the economic development, small business sector, about the value of an investment, or the value proposition. When you look at the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce, the chamber is really growing. I mean, it leaps and bounds, if you want to call it that. I mean, it's really moving, and it's demonstrated value. What do you think when it comes down to your membership? Give me a reason why you think a membership with the chamber is valuable.
Yeah. I will say that for SwemKids, our membership with the chamber, the DeKalb Chamber in particular, has been valuable for us because it has allowed us to connect with the DeKalb community in a way that we wouldn't have had an opportunity to. So the programming has been stellar. I've not only been able to be a part of that programming, my staff has been a part of the programming and has been able to share what they've learned and the connection that they've gotten with the business community and others within the DeKalb County community. And so that has been a part, that has been seriously for us, one of the things that we have found most valuable in how we've been embraced and welcomed. Our work has been celebrated and validated through the chamber in their commitment to our success. So, it's a chamber, but it feels really like a family. It feels like, just that embracing and support. And, we've gotten calls from the chamber. Hey, when are you having your ribbon cutting? We were so fortunate to, we have our management offices and headquarter office in downtown Decatur in the square. And we were able to do that through connections that we made through the chamber. And, we also plan to open our own pool, our own space, and purchase our own commercial property. And those things are being made possible through relationships and connections that we've made through the chamber. So for our particular business, it's been invaluable. And you know, the membership fee, it's so beyond it's so beyond what I even, you know, thought about when I signed up. And you know, and again, going to those events and meeting people, you know, has definitely let us know that we're in the right place.
Well, good deal. That's great. Excellent. And I talk about it as well. I mean, the value of your membership in the chamber, you see that value of your investment as over time, and you can see it immediately as well, like you have. And it's great to have that network and the connections. Anything you'd like to leave the audience with?
Yeah. So first, I would leave the audience with learn to swim. So I'd be remiss if I didn't do that. If you don't know how to swim, or if your children or someone that you love in your family does not know how to navigate deep water, that is what I mean. I would love for you to find, if not our swim school, please do find a place to learn how to swim. So that'd be the first thing I'd learn or leave you with. The second thing I'd ask you to do is to follow SwemKids and Swim School on social media. We're spelled SWEM Kids and SWEM School. So we would love for you to follow us and check out our work. And I would, if you are interested in owning your own business, I would ask that you reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd love to speak to anyone who's about to start this journey and give you some tips. You don't have to do this alone. And lastly, join the chamber. I would get involved, go to their programs. Frankie has been amazing to work with and has been a supreme supporter. And it permeates through the chamber, Frankie, your leadership. So just thank you for all that you do for this community. Thank you for what you've done for our business. And thank you for how you're continuing to just support, you know, small businesses like ours to grow. So.
Well, Trish, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate everything. And you know, it's nice you're a chamber member, but I mean, you're gonna not only will you benefit, but you're gonna help a lot of other people benefit. I can see that happen. So good work, good job, SwemKids. I'm loving this. All right.
Thank you so much. All right, have an awesome day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.